What's going on, YouTube? Back for another episode here, and it's been a while since I've been able to travel around and check out some more gyms and that's what I love to do. So I'm very happy to be outlining here Pumphouse Fitness in Chilliwack, British Columbia, and this is a gym that I really wanted to go to because this was also one of the gyms that was very adamant about opening back up again when all that craziness happened about closing down the gyms. So I was really happy to support this gym with a video here, and I got a couple pictures here to show you guys, and then we're going to get into a workout to give you a feel of how this place is. And this was a bit smaller than I anticipated from the pictures. From the pictures it looks a bit bigger, but it's actually quite small in there, but it's very bodybuilding strength training friendly. It has a hardcore feel with the good music and good machines, and it's a 24-hour gym. And pricing is pretty on par with everywhere else. It's $49 on a contract, $69 with no contract, monthly sort of thing. So that's pretty on par with everywhere else. As you can see here, started my workouts here. I did a pull workout and just started to warm up here with some pullovers with the rope on the cable. So as you guys can see here right away from the beginning is that it definitely has a hardcore feel in there. You can see with the walls, the music, the vibe in there. It is definitely a really cool feeling, and it's a gym that really cares about its members. And another aspect that I wanted to get into is how cool the owners are here, as I got a chance to meet and talk with them, and they're great, and they really care about the members, and that's something that I always love. So a bit into my training here as well is that I began to do some DC training here. And for those of you who are not familiar with it, it involves heavy training with, of course, proper form and rest pause sets and other various other intensity factors as well. So this has been something that I've really enjoyed again, as after my competition, I had to get back into training. And for those of you who have done a bodybuilding prep competition before, sometimes after the high of getting on stage and competing, it's a bit tough to get back into things, and sometimes you need a bit of a new routine to make things fun once again. So DC training is something that I really love because with the rest pause sets, with the logbook, with tracking all your lifts and making it like a competition every time you enter the gym, I find it to be really great. So as you guys can see here, I did the first rest pause set, which included 3 sets total. As you can see here, in the middle there, I was tracking all the lifts and all the reps into my logbook, and I started out on the Dorian Yates hammer row here, obviously. So once again there, you can see here the Canada flag in the background. That's another part I really enjoyed about this gym. It had a lot of cool aspects to it and a really cool vibe, even though it was quite small, a lot smaller than I originally anticipated. Definitely was pretty awesome. So I definitely recommend checking this gym out if you're in the Chilliwack area. So keep going with the workout here. After I finished the Dorian Yates row, I moved on to a chest-supported T-bar row. And this has been an exercise I've been really loving to incorporate lately. As you can see here, this was my heavy set that I got to. And then after this, I also incorporated a back-off lighter set to get more reps. So as soon as I was done that, I moved on to bent over dumbbell rows, which is something that I don't always do, but this was something I was in the mood for today, and it's something I like to incorporate from time to time every couple weeks because I love the contraction, I love the control, the free weight stability that you get in this exercise, and that's something that I really love. So, like as I got into earlier, as you guys continue to watch my workout, this was one of the gyms along with West Coast Iron, along with Iron Energy Gym, and a couple others around the province that were really adamant about opening up again when we went through that nonsense of the gyms closing down when other stuff in the economy was still open. They arbitrarily closed gyms for no apparent reason with no stats, and that was I have a video prior to this that you can watch as I was doing some cardio talking about it, and it really bothered me, so I was really happy to be able to be checking out good gyms again. As you can see here with the seated row, I use this prime handle, which I've never used before, and I see it on a lot of videos on YouTube and Instagram and everything, but I've never had the pleasure of using it, so this was something I really enjoyed. and I got a great contraction on that exercise. So as soon as I was done that pretty much rounded up my back workout. Then I moved on to rear delts here. And this was a rear delt machine that I've never really used before. And it wasn't one of the major brands. I got to look again exactly what brand it was, as I'm usually pretty up to date with all workout equipment and what brand it is. But this was one I've never really seen before. It wasn't the normal Atlantis, Panada, Hammer, any of those sort of brands. This was an odd one, but I really enjoyed this this chest fly, as of course I did it here in reverse for the rear delts. And this was something that was awesome. And it was I can tell that it was a pretty new machine because it was really smooth. And as I've gone to all these gyms, I really get the feel for what's the proper machine, what's working well and what's not. So as I was done that, to finish off my pull workout, I always do biceps. So I moved on to a cable curl here with this straight bar. And this was awesome because they had many fat grips in there. And fat grips are something that also I don't get to use regularly. So this was awesome because it gave me a different contraction once again. Got the forearms involved a bit differently. And this is an exercise that I like to do with lots of control and really get lots of contraction and squeeze. And I found it has helped out my arms tremendously since, as I was comparing from the last competition to this one. So as soon as I was done that, I moved on to seated incline dumbbell curls. And this was an exercise I went pretty heavy on. And in the last couple reps, as you'll see here, I started to cheat a bit as I tried to really get everything out of me and really force those last couple reps. And these are 45-pound dumbbells here. So I really try to force it. And you can say, at the end, it's not the best form, whatever. But as I treat it, a lot of times, especially when I don't have a trainer, a bit of a cheating at the end just to get the last bit of failure out of your muscles, I think is a really effective technique. So, as you can see here, I was really struggling, and I also did a rest pause on some of these, but I didn't show all the rest pause sets, so the video wouldn't be too long, as I know people have a shorter attention span, and you can only watch so much of the same sets over and over again. So that's something that I did in light of this, but I just was so happy to be able to get back into it, and I hope that I'm able to make a lot more of these videos coming up recently, because this gym had no problem letting me in, no problem letting me try the place out and all that I needed to do in there, which was really awesome. As I mentioned before, the owners are very accommodating here. So then once again, for my last exercise here, as to finish off my pull workout, I finished off with hammer bicep preacher curls. And this was something I did on also with the fat grips as well. As this was something I really utilized while I was there, as they had a bunch of sets lying around, which was awesome. Which was awesome about this gym too, because they had a lot of extra accessories that don't get to regularly see in a lot of gyms, and that just proves how much they care. So that was awesome, and video is just rounding up here. So I just wanted to thank you all for watching the video, as I'm really happy to be back. Obviously, to be able to travel around gyms again as all this COVID nonsense eases up. And please like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and we'll catch you next time.